Stuff the Bus, sponsored by Todd Wenzel Automotive.
A live look here in the studio. We were going to show you the 13 on your side parking lot because, you know, we are just days away from putting a big yellow school bus in the 13 on your side parking lot. And we are going to stuff that thing full of donated school supplies as Stuff the Bus is Thursday. And folks, we really do need your help. So 13 on your side's Catherine Barrett. She coordinates our community partnerships here at the station. She's joining us live in studio. You know, the need this year for school supplies is great. We've been talking about this for years, but this year it seems that the need has grown even more so since last year.
Oh, absolutely. The economy is taking its toll on a lot of families. They're struggling to make big decisions like, where, you know, I got to put food on the table. I've got to pay for the rent and the utilities or whatever. And then here comes that school list that the kids bring home.
And it grows every year.
Oh my gosh. And how am I going to manage this when I'm juggling so many other things? I remember as a child back to school time, and it was exciting. You got a new pair of shoes and you got, you know, it's just can't be that way for a lot of families. And it's a shame because what we know is that when a child starts school with brand new supplies that they belong to them, they feel an ownership over what happens in that classroom. And I mean, there's real research around all of this. And the dignity of having those supplies and being ready to learn. When kids fail to show up ready to learn, it's a tough go.
Go ahead.
No, well, there's also sort of the stigma part of it, right? For a child whose family, you know, can't manage that part of it. Let's take that away, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, just to give you some numbers on, you know, what shopping is looking like for families. This is according to the National Retail Federation. I just pulled these numbers moments ago. $864 a family on shopping. So that includes school supplies, that includes shoes, like you were mentioning, clothing. Families are saying they are waiting, 46% of families, that is, saying they're waiting for better deals. 47% say that they are only buying essentials, and just school supplies alone, an average of $146. And that's before you even get to the shoes, clothing, all of the rest of that stuff. So, I mean, you're talking about huge costs, and then that cost goes up as we're talking about, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 kids in the family, right? So just talk about this partnership with United Way, and how are we working to help curb some of the costs associated with schools?
So Heart of West Michigan United Way has many relationships with local business. That's their model. And so they reached out to a lot of these participating businesses and said, hey, why don't you do school drive, or would you please? And more than 70 said, yes, we want to participate. So they're doing that right now, leading up till Thursday. And then what we do is we put a bus in our parking lot and we ask our viewers to come and help us fill that up. At the same time, there's a bus that will drive a route to all those 70-plus businesses and pick up what they have collected.
Oh, fun.
And all of that goes towards stuffing the bus. And last year we stuffed 3 buses.
Which is wild.
Now that's high pressure, you guys. I want, you know, it's stuff the bus.
Yeah, so stuff the buses.
Yes, but we're feeling good about how things are going so far. But we know that a lot comes in on the big day, which is Thursday, by the way, this week. We know that that is an important day, and that we need our viewers to help us. Here's the thing. When kids don't come ready to learn, they don't bring those school supplies, oftentimes teachers pay out of their own pockets to help kids have what they need to be ready.
And teachers don't get paid all that much either.
No, it's just not fair. But what I love is the deliberative way that Heart of West Michigan United Way distributes what we are collecting this week. They look at free and reduced lunch rates at different school districts and schools within districts. And more than 50 will be receiving the supplies we collect in Kent, Ottawa, and Allegan counties. So it's making a really big impact, and they're careful about, they're not just sending them just anywhere. They're putting them in the places where they're most needed.
Yeah, you know what I think is so cool is on the big Stuff the Bus day here at the station, we get people that come up in our circle drive up here, and they drop up these school supplies off. They were like, yep, we were just at Meijer, and we watched you this morning, and we were like, oh, well, why don't we just pick up a couple of colored pencils or notebooks? You know, anything like that helps. It really does. And it goes a long way with the school supplies you're seeing on the screen to help stuff that bus.
See those calculators? Those are the scientific calculators.
Those are expensive.
They're very expensive.
Yeah.
They'll take new, obviously, but if they're used and in good condition and still working, it's the only used item they will accept.
Okay.
Otherwise, everything has to be new, but we understand about the scientific calculators.
Absolutely.
But pens, pencils, crayons, markers, erasers, glue sticks, scissors, backpacks, You know, they got to have something to put it all in. So all those things that were on the list when your kids are going back to school, and you see the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also an Amazon wish list. Could you talk about that too?
Yeah, so thank you for asking about that. Sometimes people can't get out. Sometimes they don't want to drive through the circle drive and meet us. How dare
Come
they?
on, we're standing up there collecting the school supplies.
But we want to make it easy for people to say yes and to participate.
Sure.
And so they can go online, and there's like a QR code. They can go, or a link, I think it is. Anyway, they can order online, and those things will be delivered. So that is an easy way to say yes and not have to get up.
Yeah, let's talk about the other drop-off sites. So we're going to be a big one here on Thursday, but right now, all throughout Kent, Allegan, Ottawa counties, you can find drop-off sites. Where can we find those locations?
Well, the United Way offices in Ottawa and Allegan counties, and really WZZM, because the drop-off, the businesses that have been collecting and stuff, some of them had public, they were accepting public donations, but they will be done on Wednesday.
Okay.
And so I hate to drive people there. I'd love to see them here on Thursday.
Absolutely. You know what? You can have the privilege of giving us the box, and we'll stuff that bus
and
for you.
see that bus and check out how full it is. People always like to, okay,
Like,
how
all
are we
right,
doing?
what are we doing? How are we getting in there?
You know what?
Yeah.
I love that because this community is vested in helping. When the call goes out, people here respond, and I just love that about this place.
Yeah.
And so they do. They look and see how far the bus is full. And I like to fill it from the floor to the ceiling.
Yes, you
I'm no
do.
cheater, no hollow holes in the bottom of that bus.
And you know what? That is so true, because you think, oh, we're just filling the seats. No. It is from floor to ceiling all the way up. Just, give your sentiments, because I know you've been working on this project for so many years. Talk about how much this has meant to the community. I mean, you have put this together, so you've gotten to see firsthand how this impacts our community.
In the station, we're really devoted to sort of peace and justice, social justice sorts of issues. We help people who are struggling, right? We do Toys for Tots. We do Stuff the Bus. We do our literacy campaign to make sure that every child, has books to read and understands the importance of that. This has a real impact, and it really helps people. And I love that we do things that matter and make a difference in people's lives. And to see it over the years grow and to see this community embrace it and say, yes, I understand. Okay, I'm okay with groceries, but there are families that are not. They're going on Facebook and asking people to help them make it to the next paycheck.
Right.
We got to help those people. We got to help those children, because they can't help it. They need the things to succeed in school.
Yeah, Catherine,
That's
thank
my
you.
passion.
Well,
Sorry.
see, there you go.
I ranted for a moment.
Oh, you're good. And we appreciate it so much, because you really do work so hard on all these community projects, and I know West Michigan does.
A lot of people do.
Yeah,
Gotta
absolutely.
stuff 4 buses this year.
Yes, we do. Come on, that's a challenge.
It is.
That's a challenge. Let's put some information on your screen. 645 3 Mile Road on Thursday, August 6th from 7 to 7. We're going to be in the 13 on your side parking lot. You can come in, drive your school supplies that you may collect for us, and we will stuff several buses this year.
The main event is going to be here. It's one of those fun play places where you go.
Oh,
They're going to
fun.
be giving away giveaways to people who come and drive through the parking lot. The main event. Super
Come
fun.
on over, you guys.
Coupons to
Help
go
us
play
help
there.
us stuff those buses. Catherine, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, it is